We are exploring the inner circle of SUPA, AP, and IB. All of these courses provide students with helpful skills used in college and beyond. But when it comes to West Islip High School, there is a bias that exists where the school is indirectly persuading students to enroll in the IB diploma. The school is slowly decreasing the amount of AP courses available to students, and also in the next 2 years is getting rid of the SUPA classes, which is beloved by many students. The hierarchical mindset presented by West Islip's administration reflects Theodore Adorno's ideologies, as he states, "The cultural industry perpetually cheats its consumers of what it perpetually promises. The promissory note, which with its plots and staging it draws on pleasure, is endlessly prolonged. The promise, which is actually all the spectacle consists of, is illusory. All it actually confirms is that the real point will never be reached, that the diner must be satisfied with the menu."
AP is short for Advanced Placement, is a program created by College Board, which offers college-level courses for high school students. It is also famous for producing the much-loved SAT test. IB is a life choice, where you can either choose good grades, a social life, or getting enough sleep. And you cannot choose getting enough sleep. On a serious note, IB is a 2-year diploma program which encourages interdisciplinary learning through taking subjects in 6 different disciplines, engage in meaningful experiences through creativity, action, service, and training critical thinkers through its 4,000-word extended essay. AP allows students to choose from a list of 38 subjects, whereas IB has a set structure in place. You get a 4 and above in AP or a 6 and above in IB, as it allows you to gain college credit on top of giving you the best chance at the elite universities. Your AP subject score comes down to an external assessment in May of each year, whereas an IB subject grade consists of multiple assessments throughout the last 2 years of high school. The question most often asked is, which curriculum do universities prefer? They don't. They love both equally. If you're still wondering which to pick, AP is suitable for students who want to specialize in certain subjects, is a good test taker, and an excellent opportunity for those who want to highlight a knowledge area they may not be offered at their school. IB is a great option for students who are strong writers, well-rounded, organized, and seek an experience beyond the classroom. Now, what's best for you?
We wanted to get an inside perspective about what courses West Islip High School offers to its students. To do this, we spoke to the principal of West Islip High School, Dr. Bridgman, and the director of the IB Diploma program, Mr. Gilmarian. Although they willingly answered our questions, we felt as though their answers were reserved due to the controversy of the IB program at the high school.
It started after World War II, when they formed the UN. The diplomats' children had to go to school when they were going around the world, so they set up an organization so that they'd always get a good education regardless of where they were sent in the world. It prepares students for college, I think, more than anything we offer, because it's very writing intensive. There is no multiple choice, so it really prepares students for research and writing, which is what's going to be expected of them when they go to college.
I'm going to say I'm very proud of all the course offerings that we have here for our students. I'm a strong believer in self-selection that gives students options and let them decide what they want to do. All the programs and the courses we offer, they both have their own advantages. The AP program, this is one of our first programs we've had here with regard to the College Board. And AP, I think in terms of the early days, it prepared students in terms of giving students an opportunity for college work and understanding what it's like. It's the type of learner is very interested in each of these offerings that we have here at the high school. AP, I think you may have to have a really remember a whole lot, collection of facts. IB, on the other hand, is really the depth of knowledge. exposes you to a lot in terms of the world international mindedness and in terms of a 2-year program. So I think that's one of the big differences in terms of the depth of knowledge. You can study IB and pay attention to a particular focus. AP, you have to remember a whole breadth of information. So that's what I would say.
Versus the
Oh
IB.
boy, AP, IB, again, IB, the program itself, the diploma program, students have to take at least 6 courses. It's History of America, English, math, one of sciences, businesses, and world language. AP, again, you have the choice to just take any class in AP. If you want to do the IB diploma program, you have to take a set number of classes. And I think that's one of the big differences. A student can just say, okay, let me take AP Stat, let me take AP Environmental. It's not necessarily a system of study that you have to take a program itself. You can just take a class and move on from one class to the other.
Our teachers at West Islip High School teach a variety of AP, IB, and SUPA courses. We wanted to get their feedback on how the school is dwindling out certain programs. By dwindling the course options at the school is in turn creating a suboptimal environment and work culture for teachers and students alike.
AP Art, and I teach the oil and water classes.
I teach economics in high school.
I teach SUPA Writing 105 and ETS 181. AP Chemistry, and I teach the Chemistry SL, which is our honors chemistry class that does not sit for the IB test, but has some of the IB or most of the IB curriculum in the course. I have 2 sections of AP Art.
One section of economics.
I have 2 sections, 2 full sections this year. I have 2 sections of AP Chem and 1 of Chemistry SL. It's very important. I don't know if it's more important. It's very important. It's a very big component for students, especially if they're building a portfolio and they want to attend an art school, and even for those who just want to add to their college applications. It's a perfect thing for them to do.
And has the school ever approached you about replacing your course with an IB equivalent?
Not replacing, but we've talked about the IB, and there's a very big difference between AP Art and IB Art. AP Art is portfolio based. It's what's going to get a student into the art schools. It's what's going to help them build a portfolio. The IB course is mostly research and writing, and it's a very different type of program. And for what we need to do, our students really need the AP Art program.
No, I think all the programs exist and they serve a different population and have different goals, and they all do things that are positive for the learning environment.
Okay, like honestly, I would say not more important, but more valuable. And this is coming from someone who's been in the classroom for almost 20 years now, who's been teaching English for almost 20 years. And when I went away for training for Syracuse, and started to implement some of the practices that I learned at Syracuse, my teaching was revolutionized, like on all levels. Even at that point I was teaching like 9th grade as well as seniors, and some of the things that I implement even in 9th grade, the kids were like, wow, this is such cool stuff. Why haven't we learned it until now? And that's the constant thing that students keep saying to me, why haven't we learned this until now? Like, why did we wait until our senior year when this stuff could have been implemented so much earlier? Our writing could have been so much different. And so for that reason, just that reason alone, I would say that it is a valuable, valuable program. And then, which I always share with my students too, so many kids come back after freshman year of college and are like, I can't tell you how the rigor of Syracuse, ETS 181 and Writing 105 prepared me for the rigor of college. Like, I saw my roommates, my friends, my teammates in college scared, floundering, anxious, and I definitely did not feel that way. I felt as though I actually was well prepared because of it. So for that reason as well, I would say that this is an insanely valuable program.
To obtain raw reactions and opinions about the IB, AP, and SUPA courses, we talked to current West Islip High School students and got their reactions about what they're taking and how it has affected their college readiness.
I'm an IB diploma candidate.
And I'm in the AP program and also the SUPA program.
I was enrolled in the IB diploma last year, except that I had to drop it, so this year I'm in all 3.
Beckman.
I'm in the IB diploma program.
I'm taking mostly AP classes this year.
IB diploma. From a lot because I knew a lot about it from my sister who had done it a couple years ago, but I thought it sounded like something I would like because it's a lot of projects and more like group discussion, so I like that approach.
My brother was always in AP classes, so I was kind of like interested in that. And also he had a friend that was in IB classes and wound up not getting the amount of points you need to get the diploma. So I kind of found that as like a disadvantage. So I was more attracted to the AP programs, and also the AP programs offered more of like the certain classes I was looking for like AP art and stuff like that. So I chose that.
Well, I mean, I know people who took SUPA English and they loved it, so I took that as well as economics. And I like since I was in IB classes already, I kept the ones that I cared about, and then my AP, I wanted to take AP Physics because I've heard good things.
I think I chose initially because I remember in 10th grade when Gilmore came to like my AP Euro class and he was explaining like the benefits of IB, and I thought it was really interesting, the extended essay, because it's like parallel to like a senior thesis, which I thought would be interesting to write one. And I really like the idea of like being with like a certain group of people like for the next 2 years.
I chose to take AP classes mainly because of the choice of classes they offer and the difficulty of them. I didn't want to take IB mainly because I did not think it would prepare me enough for college, and I thought that they didn't have like the science level classes that I wanted, especially for my major as I'm going into engineering. Like they don't have a lot of HL science and math classes in IB, so I didn't want to get into that. And SUPA doesn't offer any math or science classes currently, so I opted to go for like the all AP route.
I chose IB because it was collective and it made sense because it fit. All the classes conform to the schedule and the rest of the classes would do workload and whatnot.
I think it did because there was a lot of like independent kind of projects and a lot of things that had deadlines that were over a long period of time. So I think that kind of mirrors some aspects of college where you get like big assignments and stuff like that, like the extended essay or all our IAs are like research based. So I think that would help me in the future.
Yeah, I definitely think it set me up for college, especially because I'll be able to transfer my credits easily and get the college classes opted out that I need to, whereas if I took IB program, I feel like I wouldn't have gotten those credits.
But still, it was like I didn't find the curriculum to be fitting to how I like to learn, and it wasn't very beneficial, especially their English and their history classes. It just didn't seem.
I think it did because it like taught me how to like balance like work and being social. Even though I didn't get much sleep, but it did help me like balance life.
In college.
Yeah, definitely. I think AP has prepared me a lot in teaching me all the science and math concepts I need for my major, and especially ones that pertain to America. As one of our teachers, Ms. Miranda, said, the IB program isn't really sufficient in teaching math and science because they do it based on a worldview and don't really focus on the issues that concern American science as much. And SUPA, although I did take one SUPA course and that was enlightening in the way college courses are run, I also think that the AP courses have helped me a lot with that.
And definitely, because I know that the New York schools love looking at IB diploma and they love to see that you put yourself into a course that has all those hard classes. So I definitely think it helped me with my college.
I'm happy with my choice for me because I think it works for me, but like I also think that it's not a program that would work for everyone. Like I think it takes a specific type of student. So like the kids who are in my IB diploma, I think mostly like it all worked out for us and we all really liked it. But I have a lot of friends who are really smart and took like all APs or SUPAs, but like it would not be the program for them because it's just a different mindset. And I especially think because I'm going into business, but like I am more of like the English history kind of brain. And I think if you're more math science based, especially if you want to do that in the future, AP is probably a better option.
I don't wish that I took IB program like classes instead because I kind of feel like I wouldn't have possibly gotten the college credit for it if I took that. Whereas with the AP classes, I kind of knew I'd most likely get the credit since you only need a 3 or a 4 on the test, which is easier to obtain kind of rather than the IB classes where if you don't get the certain amount of points on the collective test, you don't get your diploma. And I just feel like the AP classes offered more to me than the IB program did with like class options. And also I know like a lot of people that were in the IB program and they kind of talk lowly of it or like don't really like it and felt like conformed to like their certain schedule. So I think for me personally, like the AP program was better.
My favorite, and I'm not gonna lie, it's the best thing I've ever been in. IB, don't like it, and AP, I don't like the way that they take testing.
I definitely would have wanted to take other APs or SUPAs because last year I was looking at my schedule, I really wanted to take economics, but then they couldn't really fit on my schedule unless I had no off periods at all for senior year, which kind of sucked. And like for SUPA, it seemed like really interesting, so I feel like I would have wanted to take that English instead of IB English.
I'm very happy with my selection of AP courses because IB, I think there's too much restriction and there's not enough freedom in which electives you can take and which course you can take. You're kind of in a binding diploma in courses for 2 years, so that kind of limits your options a lot. And also, AP's given me the freedom to have off periods and to take a research course and even creative writing and other fun electives. And meanwhile, I didn't have to spend time taking electives that I wouldn't really want to use, like theory of knowledge. And I think SUPA is a really great program too because they are run exactly like college courses run, but I also think that AP gives a lot more information and content, which I really enjoyed.
I think the most important advantage for the IB diploma is that all the kids are pretty much in the same class together, so you all become like a little family, whereas AP is more like a variation of groups. And I think that it was important because like as like IB, like I said before, like we're literally like a family now, we all hang out together, so it just like helps with the camaraderie and whatnot.
Whether you may realize it or not, the school is indirectly persuading students to join the IB program. At the end of 10th grade, the school holds a meeting for students and parents where they introduce only the IB program, making no mention of the other AP and SUPA courses available. By focusing solely on the IB program, the school is indirectly persuading parents into thinking that the IB program is the right fit for their students. As stated by Theodore Adorno, the need which might resist central control has already been suppressed by the control of the individual consciousness. As Adorno describes, the administration of West Islip High School suppresses the individual through control of the individual consciousness by subconsciously persuading and controlling individuals to join the IB diploma program. In doing this, West Islip High School puts themselves before their students by trying to increase enrollment in the IB program because that is in the administration's best interests. Furthermore, the school is limiting class options and adding in IB equivalents as replacements to get more kids to join the IB program. For example, just recently, West Islip High School replaced Honors Chem with IB Chem SL. In addition, last year they forced 11th graders to choose between Regents Pre-Calculus and IB Math Studies SL or IB Math HL because they did not offer pre-calculus honors. I definitely think the school persuaded us kind of indirectly into taking IB classes, especially because like in 10th grade they had like a meeting with parents where they talked about like the IB program and like what it offered, and they definitely tried to persuade people into taking it. And I know like last year I was forced into taking a 1-period math class like instead of a 2-period IB because they didn't offer an honors math class.
I think the school definitely does try to pressure students into taking IB classes. I think especially this year with the implementation of the IB Chem SL course that replaced Honors Chem. So I think that sophomores who take the IB Chem course will then feel sort of guided to take the rest of the IB diploma because they already have that one IB course under their belt. And I also remember, advisors and teachers trying to convince us to take IB in 10th grade despite it not really meeting what I wanted in a course. So, I definitely feel there's a push to take IB in this school.
So I feel like in 10th grade they tried to get everyone into the program, but then they really only got like 20 people to do it, so I don't know if there was really any benefit from it.
Actually, yeah, the school persuaded me into taking IB classes. I'm not in the diploma, but at the end of 10th grade, when we saw the math classes that we could take for next year, IB Math SL was appealing to me because we would get college credit, but it didn't seem as difficult as AP. There didn't seem to be as much required, but when I got into the class, I found out that a lot more was required and that I wouldn't even get credit for it because it was a standard level class, not an honors level class.
I would kind of be upset about it because I feel like especially for AP art, that was good with like helping me get into the art schools and stuff. So if there was IB art instead, it wouldn't have helped me. So I don't think it'd be good. I think it kind of depends on the student though.
I would definitely feel, not. I would not be happy with it because I think that the AP courses are more suitable to what we're going to see in college, since the IB courses are based on a more worldwide scale and AP courses really focus on the issues of America and what we will face in the workforce. So I think that if they replaced every AP course with the IB diploma, I think it could be okay if all the IB courses are HL and of the higher level and equivalent to AP courses, but overall I still think AP would be the better route.
I honestly don't think that'd be fair because not all IB credits are transferable. So like if you're in the SL, that doesn't transfer, and I don't think that's fair. Like at least with AP, if you get the 3 credits, you get like the 3 and then you get the 3 credits.
Be very opposed to that. I think that SUPA is the best system that this school has for advanced level classes. SUPA is definitely better than AP and IB in my opinion.
West Islip High School currently offers SUPA English, History, and Economics. This year there are 5 sections of SUPA History, causing history teacher Mr. Chiswick to only teach SUPA History. In turn, this is a prime example of the high demand behind the SUPA program. This year alone, there are 80+ students in the SUPA English program, and there will be 5 sections of SUPA English next year. However, it has just been announced that West Islip High School will be getting rid of the SUPA program, beginning the 2021 school year.
Yes, and I'm honestly really upset about it because I know lots of people in the classes, including me, that really enjoyed it and felt like it offered a lot, and like it's so much easier to get the college credit with that because you'll need a C rather than taking like a standardized test.
Yes, I have heard that she's getting rid of the SUPA program, and I think that it's not really a good decision because for kids who don't really want to have to take a test at the end of the year or know if their college doesn't accept AP credits, SUPA could be a really good option for them because they get the credits automatically if they just complete with a fair grade, and I think it's a good option for a lot of people, and I think it provides a way to get college credits for cheaper amounts without having to take an exam. So I think that is kind of the wrong decision to get rid of the courses.
Yes, and I don't think that's really that smart because if you can go into college having credits for like a cheaper cost, I feel like why wouldn't you do that if you can have the same learning just in high school?
I knew about it, yes, and like I said, I'm definitely opposed to it. I think that SUPA gives students a real taste of what to expect from college, given that it is a program actually provided by a university.
To attain credit from SUPA courses, you only need to get a C or better in the class. Unlike AP or IB, SUPA classes do not require students to take a standardized test at the end of the course. SUPA provides the opportunity to obtain 6 college credits, whereas IP and AP only after the ability to get 3 college credits. In addition, students have found that it is easier to transfer SUPA credits than it is to transfer AP or IB credits, especially because many colleges only accept HL level IB course credits, and West Islip High School doesn't offer many HL courses.
In essence, West Islip High School indirectly urges students to take IB classes as they are attempting to heighten enrollment in the IB program. However, it is evident from student interviews that AP and SUPA courses are more favorable and tend to provide more variety in course selection, along with a more valuable experience. Going forward, we believe that the school will continue to push students towards IB classes by eliminating AP, SUPA, and honors class alternatives. However, this year, only 23 students will be graduating as part of the IB diploma, whereas almost 50 students started in the diploma program. That means about half of the original group dropped out of the IB diploma program. Therefore, is IB really the best route for our students at West Islip High School?